Hello, hello, everyone. It is Friday, and I am Marcia Grace, your calm creativity connector, here as I always am, unless something really weird happens. And I'm here to, again, reassure you that there is a way to view your feelings and your thoughts so that you can discover the solutions you need for your business, for your relationships, for your life in general. Even in the face of fear, even in the face of all the craziness and chaos that's going on around us. It all begins by going within. It's about going from the outward exterior stuff and coming inside and getting still and listening. So that's what I teach. That's my expertise. I help you uncover the answers to your problems that you have right inside of you. All right, so last week we started out with a new series that I'm doing each week, and it began. We were talking about the difference between resolutions, being that it's the new year, and goals. And so what I was saying is that resolutions really are they're not really very helpful because we tend to make them and then we forget about them a week or two later. So, but what you do want is a goal. You want a goal, and goals are great. And the difference between the two is that goals you write down. You write them down, you put them on a piece of paper or something, and you plaster them on the wall where you sit by your computer so that you see it all the time, and so that you can continue to work on that goal. And then we went into a whole bunch of different things. But what I'm going to say to you today is that if you want joy, because that's what we're going to be talking about now, joy, and maybe that sounds a little weird because entertaining the thought of joy might be the last thing on your mind right now. I know it's difficult to imagine a world more chaotic than what we've got today, right? I mean, it seems as it's a never-ending, every day there's something new and horrible that comes up, or another piece of bad news or misinformation that confuses us, and it just makes our days so much harder to negotiate. I mean, when you're in business, you have enough to deal with as it is, and then with all this stuff going on top of it, I understand it is truly a challenge. So of course, it's difficult to imagine that peace and joy are something that you could actually have with all this chaos swirling around you. But you can, and you must, for your own sanity, for your own peace of mind, for your own goodness in your business and in your relationships. And that's why I'm here, because by learning to stay cool, calm, and collected in this high-pressure time, in these intense moments that we're all experiencing, you will find it easier to identify the silver lining that there is in every situation. No matter how horrible it may seem, you can find a silver lining if you're looking for it. And that's where joy is. So that's what we're working on. So today I want to talk about that joy comes from calm. Right? You can't have joy if you're not calm. If you're all upset and worried and nervous and, all these things are swirling through your head, you are not going to be able to feel joy. There's no joy in that. So that's the first thing. And I want to give you something really, really fantastic today. You're going to love that you heard this, because this is something you can take with you into your daily life and use every single day, all through the day, okay? Because this is an instant remedy that the moment that stress comes up and starts to, rattle your cage, that you can handle it. You can deal with it. So that's what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you this four-step process that you can put into place anywhere, anytime, under any conditions. All right. So the first step is, and it's one step at a time. That's what I'm giving you, one step at a time. So the first one step is to step one step back. Step one step back and take inventory of what's going on inside of you. What's happening? What am I thinking? where is this coming from? You know, and just to look at it from a distance, say, okay, I'm experiencing this situation. I see it, you know, I see it there, and you know, I just want to distance myself a little bit. So rather than jumping in and rushing in to try to put out the fire and just deal with it any which way, you take that step back, all right, and just say, I'm here and it's there, okay? So that's the first thing. Okay, number 2, you're going to take one slow, deep breath. In and out, and sit with that, how that feels the minute you take in that breath, and just watch it flow in and out. So that's the second thing, one slow, deep breath, okay? Third thing, 3 things? I can't do 3 like this, but I can do it like this. All right, the 3 things is to focus on one stress point. Now, you may have a million things buzzing through your head. Oh, my God, she said this, and what am I going to say back? And I have to take care of this in my business, and I have to go pick up so-and-so, and I don't know if I can make it on time. All the millions of things that are floating in there. But I want you to just stop, because you've already stopped. You took that one step back, and you have taken your deep breath. And now you're just going to focus on one of those things, just one at a time. Okay, I know as women, we tend to be multitaskers, and we think I could be frying the food while I'm feeding the kid and combing my hair and, you know, doing 17 things at the same time. But actually, you get food in your hair, and the food doesn't go into the kid's face because you're trying to watch the pot. So stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. Allow yourself to do one thing at a time. Look at one thing that's bothering you. Really acknowledge it. Don't try to minimize it. That's one thing I absolutely don't want you to do. I don't want you to minimize and say, oh, it's not such a big problem. I can put it over here and forget about it. No, 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 no. If it's coming up in your mind, you need to deal with it. So absolutely make sure that you are dealing with it and that you are addressing it and not minimizing it, because this means something to you and it needs to be taken care of. Okay, so that's the thing. You're now, but when you do that, when you look at that one thing, I want you then to be, the next thing is that you're going to make one clear statement to yourself, just one, and that statement is, there is an answer. That's what you're going to say. All right, so you focused in on this one thing, and you're going to say, there is an answer, okay? And affirm that to yourself and know that that is your right to have. You have a right to have an answer to your problem. Why not? You're here on earth. You were created by a loving creator. I believe this. And so you have a right to an answer. Okay, last step. You're going to give yourself 1 minute to listen. Now, not with your ear, exactly. You're not listening with your ear. You're listening with your inner self, your inner guidance, okay, your inner wisdom. You're listening for the answer. And you're trusting that it will come. Very important. Very important. If you don't believe it's going to happen, well, it won't, because you don't believe it. You're not trusting in it, and it's not going to happen because you don't want it to. But if you're willing to give it a try, and you know something, it took me many years. So if it doesn't work the first time, I understand. Hi, Margaret. Oh, good to see you. If it doesn't work the first time, try it again. Try it again. Nothing is accomplished without effort. We have to put one foot in front of the other, 1 foot at a time, and get to the place we want to get to the place we want to get to. Okay, so that is my formula for success, for calm, for peace in your life. Very, very simple. I'll give it to you again. One move, you step back. One slow, deep breath in. One thing to focus on, just one problem at a time. And that one clear statement to yourself that says there is an answer. And lastly, and of course most importantly, you give yourself that 1 minute to listen to your inner guidance. And you'll get it. If you want it, you'll get it. I guarantee it. So there you have it. That is the talk for today on how we're going to get to joy. So tune in, because this is going to go on for several weeks, because we need joy, don't we? We need joy in our lives because life is hard right now for many, many people. And joy doesn't mean you're going to ignore what's going on. I want you to understand that. Joy is not about ignoring what is, what we're experiencing or seeing. No. But it is finding, as I said, the silver lining in the midst of the chaos. And that means how we can help each other, because when you're helping somebody else, you're gonna. It's a natural thing to feel good. That brings all those happy endorphins floating around and helps you get through the tough times. So, okay, so I hope you enjoyed that discussion. If you truly want to find calm in the midst of the storm and would like guidance on how to begin and how to maintain a practice that will allow you to accomplish this, to stay on a peaceful track or to get back on a peaceful track, then go to marshagrace.com/busywoman, all one together, all one word, and there you will find the information to the program that's coming up very, very soon and very limited. It's coming up January 24th, Sunday morning. And we are going to be in our pajamas doing our morning process. So if that sounds intriguing, go to that site, marshagrace.com/busywoman. It should be there on somewhere in the post, and find out more about it. Okay, so now we are getting to the point where we are going to do our woo-woo stuff, right? It's not really woo-woo stuff. It's very practical stuff that helps us get centered, maintain our calm, and bring us to that place of peace, right? That we want, because why not? I mean, isn't that a much better way to live life? Being peaceful than being chaotic and frenzied and harried by every little thing that comes along. I think so. Okay. So what we're going to do today, and I think that this is something a little different than I generally do, but we're going to do a moving meditation today. Yeah, how about that? We're going to sit. You don't have to go anywhere, but we're going to sit in our chair. And this is something, I'm an interfaith minister, and I've studied many different religions. And they're all fascinating and beautiful in their own way. If you go to the heart of the faith, there's such beauty and depth there. So one of the things that I enjoyed learning about in Judaism is the idea of davening. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but what that is, it's a form of moving prayer. And this is, if you've ever seen pictures of the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem, you've seen people standing there, mostly they're very religious Jews with the black hats and the beards and the whole thing. And they're standing there, and you see them like this. They're going like this. This is davening. They're going back and forth, and they're praying. They're saying words, whatever they're saying. So this is the idea that I want us to try today, because it's very effective, especially if you're the type of person who can't really sit still very well, if you tend to bounce around, or, it's hard for you to keep your body still. Although if you come to my class, I'm going to help you work on that. But anyway, okay, so what you want to do is you want to, we're going to try this today, because this will really help you get to that place, that inner wisdom, in an easier way, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take our hands and just fold your hands in front of you, and then kind of lock your elbows into your sides, all right? Locking your elbows into your sides, your hands are folded in front of you, so you really got a nice tight hold, so to speak, on yourself. This is a way of kind of feeling centered and in control in your body, right? There's a center line that's coming down right through the top of your head, going right down through your whole body. And that's what you're feeling as you're clasping your hands and pushing your elbows into your sides, all right? And we're going to, I'm going to show you, let me demonstrate this. You're going to move back and forth, or if you prefer, you don't have to go back and forth. If you like the idea of going side to side better, you can do that. You can go side to side. But I want you to breathe while you're doing this. So instead of doing our 3 deep breaths that we usually do, I want you to do this as part of the meditation, because this is going to be basically a wordless meditation. You may have a word you want to say or a phrase or something, which is fine. I'll give you that in a second. But basically the breathing is going to go in this fashion. So you're going breathing in and out and out. So it'd be okay, so 2. In other words, 1 full rotation either way with the breath. So breath 1, 2 in, and 1, 2 out. 1, 2 in, or back and forth, right? So it's in, out, out. In, out, out. Okay? Now, if that's too confusing and you're not getting it, forget it. Just don't do it that way, okay? Just breathe the best you can. And as you're moving, use a word or a phrase that means something to you. It might be something as simple as saying, I'm swaying, I'm swaying, I'm swaying. Or you might be saying peace, peace, peace. Whatever works for you, okay? So just going back and forth, back and forth. All right, so now I want you to put that into practice. All right, we're going to do that right now. If you want to look at the candle, you can look at the candle, but it might be better to help you close your eyes if you can and allow yourself to get into that swaying mood, just swaying, either frontwards or sideways, whichever feels right for you. So do the swaying, and I want you to allow yourself to just let everything go. Let everything go, and now for a minute or so, we're just going to do our swaying and breathing and just focusing on that word or on the breath, okay, whichever you like. All right, so here we go. Okay, and now bring yourself back. All right. if you've given yourself this opportunity to sway and pray, or sway and just be, you should be feeling a lot more rested and relaxed. And that's what we want. So, thank you for joining me on this. All right, so as I told you before, if you're enjoying this, please, by all means, share with other people you think might enjoy it, get something out of it. Send me comments, thoughts, anything. I'd love to hear from you. And I will be back next week to talk about how we're going to shift our way into joy. And so have a beautiful week, a beautiful weekend coming up. And as I always say, everything begins with a thought. So keep those thoughts light. Bye-bye for now.